Imagine Cameron being attacked by Jim Jones's son, who has always been a reserved, strategic person. All of this is due to a startling tape that is causing Harlem to collapse. This leak isn't like the others. It's a scandal so deep and personal that it's upending our assumptions about this hip-hop dynasty. In reality, there was a random attack between Cameron and Jim Jones, two former friends. We're all used to the drama of backstabbing, covert beefs, hip-hop feuds, and the seemingly never-ending arguments on social media. What exactly is on this recording that made the streets tremble? We have the juicy facts, the inside scoop, and the horrifying truth that nobody is ready to face. Careers being destroyed, secrets being revealed, and loyalties being severed. Believe me, you don't want to miss it, so stay put. It's going to blow your mind when the truth comes out. Never even think of clicking away. It's characterized the culture. But the conflict between Chrissy Lawman and Jim Jones Cameron is much more than just a rap quarrel. It's a full-fledged family scandal that will expose secrets no one ever imagined. You're familiar with the legendary dipset Jim Jones? He has almost 20 years of experience in the industry, and his ascent to prominence was quite remarkable. Despite his great recordings and extravagant jewelry, the rapper has always maintained a tight relationship with his family, particularly his term partner Chrissy Elkin. We thought that together they had demonstrated their unbreakable connection to the public and were the quintessential ride or die. Cameron, meanwhile, is also no stranger to controversy. He and Jim Jones were like brothers, and the group's success was greatly influenced by their relationship, both on and off the mic. But what happens when the lines separating friendship, family, and business are crossed and the true issues, the ones that nobody anticipates, start to show? It may be terrible, and that's what occurred when a film of Chrissy Elkin, yes, you read that right, went viral, shattering the calm exterior they had painstakingly built over the years. Jim Jones's son, the quiet, every day the gap between. These once close brothers grows, charges are leveled, and rumors are spreading. However, why is a mere disclosure of a private moment creating such a commotion? Let's dissect it. Everyone has been muttering about the leaked tape, which started it all. An intimate moment between Chrissy and someone she should never have trusted is shown on the recording. Though that's only the beginning. We've been hearing stories of treachery, exploitation, and some hidden facts about Chrissy's history that nobody ever imagined would come to light. Since this tape is an attack on his mother and all his family, stands for Jim Jones's son, who has up until now mainly stayed in the background, is stepping out in a fit of wrath. Rap is one thing, but it becomes personal when why now is the actual question. Who stands to benefit from all of this commotion? And why would someone release such a private tape about Chrissy? You're mistaken if you believe that's where it ends. The more we look into this story, the stranger it seems. The reasons are unclear, the facts don't add up, and suddenly Cameron is at the center of it all. What does he have to do with this enormous fallout? Why is he connected, and what part does he play in the narrative? Is he a major actor in this whole game, or is he just a victim of a chaotic circumstance? The public's reaction has been nothing short of explosive thus far. The streets are talking, blogs and gossip sites are expressing their opinions. Fans, celebrities, and influencers are all contributing. And even the mainstream media is picking up on the rumors. Is a far larger issue than a simple rap battle, and it's becoming more and more like a soap opera. You might be wondering how we got here and how Jim Jones's son attacked Cameron in full after a film of Chrissy Lawman was leaked, and that's when it gets even stranger. You've got the inside scoop from those who know exactly what's going on behind the scenes. But first, let's discuss the consequences of this incident. Social media is already attacking Cameron, dragging him through the mud. We are witnessing the healing of old wounds from his past with Jim Jones. And his devoted followers are suddenly questioning everything. Is not merely a haphazard clip of Chrissy. Rather, it is something far more combustible that has the potential to destroy the Jones family's heritage as a whole. Comment, is this the final nail in the coffin of a relationship that has been struggling for years? Or can this friendship survive such a public mess? This tale is much more than simply a leaked recording and a kid who is angry with his father's former best buddy. So let's step back and examine what's really going on behind the scenes. There is much more to this controversy, and as we begin to piece it together, we see that it could be a ticking time bomb. According to what we've been told, the tape itself isn't your typical tabloid leak. It's purposefully designed to achieve more than just garner media attention. Chrissy Lampin is shown in the leaked video in a precarious position that is far more serious than anything she could have ever dreamed would become public knowledge. For years, Chrissy has been in the public eye and has been Jim's pillar of support and the driving force behind his success. But what if that reputation is about to be ruined? However, what precisely is the eventual goal of someone who would wish to bring down Chrissy in such a prominent manner? The situation becomes much more intriguing at this point. Our unnamed sources tell us that this leak was not an accident, but rather that someone who understands just how to pull the proper strings intentionally published it. There are also allegations that Cameron's private life was included in the leak, in addition to Chrissy's. Although hearing of a quarrel between two men is one thing, why is Chrissy being drawn into in such a dramatic manner? It appears that there is film of both Chrissy and Cameron. This is where things become even more complicated if you're wondering how Jim Jones's son got involved. Jim's son has always been fiercely protective of Chrissy, according to insiders, particularly when it comes to anything that can raise questions about her reputation. According to what we've been told, Jim's son has been fighting in private to keep Chrissy safe. His annoyance stems from more than simply a leak. It's about exposing what's truly been happening in the Dipset camp behind closed doors for all these years. Furthermore, according to people familiar with the matter, Jim's son's rage is motivated by vindication rather than only defending his mother's reputation. Remember that these secrets have been brewing in the family for years, and this recording might have been the catalyst that set everything in motion. Not to be overlooked is Cameron's past relationship with the Jones family. Although the public has long been aware of the breakup between Cameron and Jim Jones, what precisely transpired between the two men? Did Cameron go too far? Or was he only a bystander in this whole situation? Or was there more to the treachery that we were never shown? It's the actual query that everyone is posing, and quite frankly, no one appears to have the answer. It's not only about the leak, it's also about how Cameron fits into the bigger picture of this family battle. Some people say that the two men's relationship had been failing for years before the public outcry. According to rumors, Cameron has been making an effort to remain silent and disassociate himself from any charges. But he may find it more challenging than he thinks. He has made public statements. But what if that is only the beginning? So far, we've been able to piece together the recording, the public's response, and the covert reasons behind all of this drama. The public is demanding answers and will not give up until they are obtained. However, do we have a whole picture? Jim Jones, Cameron, Chrissy Lampin, and even Jim's family are all affected by this issue. So let's discuss the repercussions and knock-on effects. Is it possible that he is concealing anything from the public that is so detrimental that his reputation can only be preserved by remaining silent? This scandal is already becoming ugly, and it will only get worse from here on out. The pressure on all parties involved is increasing as fans and celebrities weigh in. Ultimately, this entire thing is starting to fall apart in unexpected ways. Too many uncertainties remain, too many contradictions exist, and too many individuals could lose everything if this situation worsens. The future is the true question, not the tape. What is their current position? Throughout this episode, social media has been cruel, but what about the legal consequences for releasing that tape? Will any of them be charged with a crime? The bombshell revelations are just beginning, and we have only just begun to uncover the drama unfolding before our own eyes. The entire scope of the situation becomes clear as the dust settles. The public outcry, the family strife, and the leaked audio are far from over. In actuality, we haven't even seen the whole picture yet, and everyone has something to lose. Fallout, let's take a moment to think about what this whole mess means for Jim Jones himself. As we've previously discussed, the emotional toll this crisis is taking on his kid. The renowned rapper's career was built on his songs, his exaggerated character, and his ties to the hip-hop scene. However, he is currently embroiled in a scandal that has the potential to destroy his entire reputation. When a man who has been in the spotlight for decades gets entangled in something this complicated, what happens? What happens? According to those close to Jim, this scenario could cost him more than just his reputation. We're discussing the potential failure of endorsements, business ventures, and more. It might drastically change the trajectory of his career. It's not just a matter of public opinion. But let's pause for a moment and consider the bigger picture. Cameron might be dealing with even more severe consequences while Jim Jones handles the aftermath from his son's response and the leaked footage. Even though Cameron has put a lot of distance between himself and the turmoil, there is something going on underneath that might expose a lot more than anyone anticipated. Even if Cameron is good at hiding things, there's no denying that things are growing worse more quickly than anyone can cope. Unverified reports suggest that there might be financial consequences that cause Cameron's empire to fall apart. We're talking about potentially shattered commercial partnerships and massive endorsement deals. There is a darker power at play in this story. It is mostly about Cameron, Jim Jones, Chrissy Elkin, and the media. This rivalry has been fueled in large part by the media, which has made it a public spectacle. What occurs when an event like this is covered by the media? It's obviously obvious that this is a media circus that is profiting from the drama rather than merely a celebrity dispute. What does that signify for the individuals concerned? The more the media investigates, the more they find, and with this level of focus, there is a greater chance than ever that more shocking information will surface. More leaks are being reported and the tales are starting to overlap just when they thought they had had enough. The issue is being used by even so-called journalists. They're spreading rumors, accusing, and taking sides. With every new piece of information, the scandal gets worse. Legal side of things, although there have been whispers of potential litigation, there is a very real possibility that a courtroom drama is about to occur. What happens if Jim Jones or Chrissy Lampkin wants to take the information leaker to court? What would happen if Chrissy Lampkin chose to sue the offending party? Unexpected legal repercussions could arise, including years of litigation, public attention, and perhaps even criminal prosecution against the recording leaker. However, it doesn't stop there. The issue of betrayal is another. We know for sure that someone got access to critical material, but we don't yet know why they did it or who was responsible for the leak. Was there betrayal in Jim's camp? Or is just another well-thought-out attempt to discredit one of the most well-known hip-hop figures? Remember social media, which has become a battleground where haters, fans, and even insiders from the entertainment industry have voiced their opinions. The son of Jim Jones has already stated his stance. But what about Chrissy? Even though she hasn't spoken anything, you can tell that everyone is nervous and attempting to predict what will happen next. Is the long-running conflict between Jim Jones and Cameron coming to a conclusion, or is it only the start of something bigger that might alter the dynamics of the entire industry? Let's face it, no one saw coming. There will be even more drama if she chooses to speak up. Cameron comes next. Will he answer, or will he keep quiet and wait for the storm to pass? All of this insanity revolves around people whose reputations, careers, and families are on the line. Even while we love a good controversy, we have to remember that there is a price to pay when things go out of hand. What will happen to Chrissy, Jim, Cam, and the rest of the team next? Is it too late to preserve what little of their reputation they still have left? Or will they ever be able to repair the harm this scandal has caused? The world is waiting, and time is running out. As for us, this narrative is far from over. So keep checking back. What are your thoughts on this explosive scenario? Is this just another case of family drama gone too far? Or do you believe Jim Jones's son to pursue Cameron? What's next for these kings of hip-hop? Is this the start of the end, or will they be able to save their legacy? In actuality, there is still a great deal more to learn about this story. We are just getting started. What mysteries will come to light next? What if in the following weeks there are even more important revelations? You won't want to miss it, we assure you. Please like this video and share your thoughts in the comments section below if you believe that this tale is just getting started. Who is to blame? Who is concealing anything? And what should be done next in your opinion? Oh, and to ensure you don't miss any of the most thrilling and dramatic updates, click the subscribe button and activate the notification bell if you haven't already. We promise you won't be let down by the more shocking information we have in store for you. We'll see. You'd like to miss it? Keep checking back. The next one will feature you.